been struggling. My excitement has been struggling. Who I am and what I do on a day-to-day basis, that has been struggling. And it's been something that's been weighing on me, but I couldn't really put my finger on it. I couldn't really place and pinpoint what was the thing that was slowing me down, that was holding me back. And then it came to me. It came to me inside of a stack, and then it came to me inside of running one day. And as I was running, I had this weight that was on my chest and weight that was on my mind about a certain business partner and people that I was working with at the time. And as I was running, I was thinking about this, and just for a moment, just for an instant, God kind of like spoke into me and was like, cut the dead weight, and you'll move forward. And I was like, it's kind of weird. Like, it's just kind of random to be able to hear that as I was running, but it kind of came again. It was like, cut the dead weight. And so I debated, I thought, I prayed about it, and then I went ahead and I cut the dead weight. I moved to a place where I lost a ton of money because I was no longer interested in a business venture that was no longer aligned with who I was and no longer aligned with God. And as a result, it was about a $19,000 learning curve of understanding that I will not align myself with someone who is not aligned with God, who is not aligned with the direction I'm going in being a transformational coach to help people wake up from toxic relationships and to find their freedom. Now, whether that was always a misalignment, I don't know, but I know it's a misalignment right now. So I made the decision, hey, I'm done. And then I went away for a weekend. I had a weekend to myself, just working through different things, processing, dealing with some different things. And when I came back, all of a sudden, everything in my world shifted. Everything in my world shifted because I'd done what was required. I'd done what God had actually spoken to my life of, cut the dead weight, and all of a sudden you'll go. And cut the dead weight and came back home and instantly was bombarded with appointments, with people reaching out, with connections. Why? Because I followed through with what I heard God actually speaking to me. Let me give you a perspective. In the month of March, I had a total of about 11 appointments scheduled. It's not normally what I just like, hey, this is what's going on. Month of March, I had 11 appointments. When I cut the weight, the dead weight that God was laying on my heart that you need to get these people out of your life, when I cut the dead weight, in a period of 2 days, I had over 18 appointments scheduled. Freaking huge, freaking amazing. Now, I bring this up because I want to give you a real life example of me listening and acting, and to be able to say you need to get to the place where you listen and act to the dead weight that's in your life. Maybe your dead weight has cost you just as much money, time, frustration, slowed your business, your life, your energy down, but there's dead weight in your life right now that you haven't been looking at and that you haven't been focusing on because you've been excusing it away. You've been telling yourself that it's not that big of a deal because the guy in your life isn't physically hitting you, but he's emotionally having the psychological warfare that makes you feel less than. He's constantly berating you and beating you up day in, day out, and you haven't woke up to actually face the fact that you're in a toxic relationship. Some of you have a dead weight that's on you right now, and that's simply the guy in your life that's just draining you dry. That's just pulling you down. That's just holding you back. If you continue to look at your life and how your life is progressing with the toxic guy that's in your life, does it help get better or does it slow you down? The guy that's with you right now, is he helping push you to get better or is he slowing you down? One thing that I've realized inside of my growth and my journey and my connection with God has been this piece of connecting with my soul and connecting with the feelings that are either expanding or contracting. So use the same example. Is the relationship that you're in, is it expanding you? Is it helping you grow and develop who you are? Is it actually helping you rise up and develop? Is it expanding your life and your frame, or is it contracting you? Is it making you shrink? Is it pulling you back? Is it pushing you under? Is it slowing you down? The person that you're with, are they expanding you or are they contracting you? That's a huge gauge to be able to look at your life, your relationship. What is it actually doing? Some of you in your life right now need to wake up and need to realize that you have dead weight in your life. And it's the guy in your life that's actually pulling you back. It's the distractions that you have in your life that are not helping you move forward. It's the pieces in your world that are not helping you expand, but they're actually pulling you closer. The worry, the doubt, the fear, the anxiety, it's all having you contract and pull down to a place that you can't even grow and develop to be who you actually want to be. But instead you're struggling. If that's you today, I want to show you how to actually expand your life permanently. how to actually help yourself break a trauma bond so that the dead weight no longer exists and no longer comes back. So it no longer has a pull on you. It no longer has a piece that holds you back, that holds you hostage. And what I'm doing inside of this is I'm releasing my challenge called Survivor to Thriver. It's been a while since I've talked about it. It's been a while since I've actually brought it back. Inside of this, it's a 6-week challenge. You have access to it for 2 months. And you have access to be able to work with me inside of the coaching space. Weekly group coaching calls, we're going to walk you through the steps to break free permanently. But not just because you're going to be relying on me and getting on a call to talk to me, but because I'm going to give you tools and frameworks and teachings that help you actually implement this stuff on a day-to-day basis. My goal as a coach is to never have you dependent on me. That's pointless, and that's the same as a lot of therapy out there that has you dependent on another person versus on the tools that you actually carry on a day-to-day basis to no longer have the trauma bond, to eradicate the triggers, to process the emotions so that this person no longer has a hold on you. And here's the thing I need you to understand. You don't have to leave. Because sometimes people will get into this piece where they're frustrated, they're confused, they're like, but I don't know if I'm ready to leave. That's okay. I'm not asking you to leave. And I actually am not talking about your relationship being with or not being with him in this moment. I'm talking about you focusing on your healing. Some of you will not take a step towards healing because you think that means you have to leave. And as a result, you say, well, because I can't leave yet and because I have to leave, therefore I'm going to sacrifice my own needs, my own emotions, and my own healing. Stop. That is not the place that we're at. Inside of this, I'm not asking you to make a step to leave this guy or not leave this guy. I'm asking you to make a step for you to rediscover and find you. Which means that you work on cutting the dead weight in your life of moving towards a place where you no longer have a trauma bond that keeps you cycling back to a toxic guy, even though you know he's toxic for you. You keep coming back to him, even though he makes you feel unsafe, even though he's having you contract your world, that you make a decision to actually start to heal and focus on you. In or out of the relationship, doesn't matter. Healing can take place if you decide that it's time for you to heal. And that decision is now. I want you to go to rawmotivations.com/survivor and move forward into the Survivor to Thriver challenge. It's a 6-week challenge. You have access for 2 months. Inside of a 6-week challenge, we're going to be meeting every single week. You're going to be joining a group of women that are actually walking through this process, some that have already walked through it, some that are brand new to it. And I'm going to be coaching along the way. And in between the coaching calls, you're going to have work that you're going to do to help move you towards a place that you're permanently and finally free, mentally and emotionally. If that means physically, then so be it. But inside of here, my investment is in you, not in anything else. It's time for you to make a decision for you to cut the dead weight that's holding you back mentally and emotionally and move forward in your own healing. I lead from what I live, which is why at the beginning of the video, I'm sharing a story about my life, what recently just happened in the past week. It's time for you to take the next step for you. Go to rawmotivations.com/survivor. Sign up for the Survivor to Thriver challenge, and I'll see you on the inside. We'll start working together week to week.